What's up guys, this is Astraeus, back again with another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to be doing a champion spotlight on Cruetraxa. Let's do it. As always, we'll start today's video with an Ancient Shard. Epic. Juliana, very good champion, very useful in Clan Boss. Mainly because of her HP burn on her A3. Very useful. Not a legendary, but worth a go. Right, so Cruetraxa then. Cruetraxa is a great champion. One of the first legendaries I pulled. She's just been updated in the rework, so she's even better. So her A1 hits 4 times and ignores 50% of enemy defense. So it's a really strong move, can do quite a lot of damage. But this 4 times hit is very useful in a few certain areas of the game. So I use her in Fire Knight. You know, this A1, especially in a counter-attack team, she'll be knocking off ticks on that shield, which is very handy. She's also great in Arena if you build her there for taking down people like Rotos, who limit the amount of damage they can take in a single hit. She'll hit them 4 times, so she'll ignore that. And also, I actually use her in my unkillable clan boss at the moment, simply because I haven't got Draco. But with the A1 hitting 4 times, triggering the mastery for hitting extra damage on the clan boss, she can do quite a lot of damage, so we'll show that a little bit later. So this A2 has been updated in the rework, so you used to be able to book it up to a 75% chance. That's now been improved to being booked to a 100% chance of placing the big weaken for 2 turns, and also removing 2 random buffs from the target. This also grants her an extra turn, so this is extremely handy in the arena, especially now that it's booked at 100%. As long as you're getting the accuracy, you can actually remove 2 buffs from the target, as well as doing a lot of damage, and then following up with your A1. So this is a great move. She's really good, I think, particularly against Skullcrown, which we'll show soon. She has got a passive here, so she places a revive on death on herself if she kills somebody with a critical hit. So this used to bug quite a lot. So if you ended up killing her by triggering your mastery, the extra damage from the mastery, she wouldn't actually get this. But this has now been factored in. So if the hit that triggered that mastery tick is a critical hit, she is getting this now. So she's definitely applying revive on death a lot more, which is great. She does have an aura, increase ally attack in all battles 24%. It is useful for my clan boss, simply because I don't have Draco, but you're not really going to use her as a lead in anywhere else. So, how have I got her built? I've had to focus on speed at the moment for clan boss, because she is my unkillable clan boss kind of DPS damage. I probably need to stack, I'm going to need to stack more critical damage out of her, but I'm on 99% critical rate, so it's not 100%, but it's close enough. I don't really care about defense or HP, I just happen to have built quite well, but the attack is where she's strong at the moment, and the crit damage is okay. But unfortunately I can't edit the gear too much because I'm focusing on that speed for the clan boss. Mastery is also, again, built for the clan boss, so she's built to counter-attack when taking good damage, and then triggering Giant Slayer for the extra damage on that A1. Again, if I end up pulling a Draco, I'll move her into simply Arena, and I'll put Hell Smasher on her just to push that damage a bit more. So where do we think Cruetraxa can be used then? So I think personally in the Arena, she's extremely strong against a Skullcrown. Let's try and show her off here. So her A2, generally Skullcrowns aren't built with resistance. The reason is because they want people to just survive a damage, put up unkillable, counter-attack, which generally just puts you guys on the back foot. Occasionally they build them, putting them in a daze set or a stun set, which is extremely annoying. But let's just get Rotos out of the way. The one time you don't want to trigger tons of extra turns. So taking out the revives, obviously really good in this situation. So Cruetraxa here. Now the reason this A2 I think is super strong is because this chance of removing the buff occurs at the point you do the damage. So if we apply this, as long as we pass the accuracy check, which generally we do, because even though I've built enough accuracy just for the clan boss, most Skullcrowns aren't built with resistance. So when we do this damage, we should completely also strip that unkillable, removing Skullcrown's passive of placing unkillable and counter-attacking everybody. So it's extremely strong. If you've got a composition where you can generally do quite a bit of damage, you're going first, but Skullcrown then comes back with that unkillable counter-attack and really hurts you. Actually, Cruetraxa can slot in. As long as she's booked, you get that 100% chance. You can remove her from the fight without giving her that chance to counter-attack. Good example of where it doesn't work. So let's show it again then. So we want to take the Skullcrown out of the fight. We don't want her to counter-attack and do a lot of damage. So we can simply do the damage and completely remove that unkillable buff before it actually hits and gives her a chance to counter-attack. So in a team like this, if we didn't have Tormin or Rotos, we've taken that Skullcrown out without her even doing any damage. So it is strong. I recommend booking Cruetraxa if you can, and I think she's extremely strong for that reason in the arena. I mean, she hits hard anyway. She will hit hard, she will do a lot of damage, that's been showcased. But actually, I think her damage of removing that buff from Skullcrown is actually where she shines for me. Let's finish this fight off. Any more Skullcrown? Here we go, here's another one. Generally, the resistances aren't built on Skullcrown, so again, we should be able to strip that buff off, completely remove her from the fight. Probably not the right decision here because Raglan's going to come through, revive her with a full turn meter, and then hit us all. But Cruetraxa does a lot of damage. If we did have Helm Smasher on her, we should be able to take out a couple of champs quite easily. But yeah, I think removing that buff, it definitely takes that damage out of Skullcrown. It is a good move now that it's 100% chance following the rework. So Cruetraxa then, she does a lot of damage. She can hit hard. Generally, I find she's going to be most helpful in the arena. As shown against Skullcrown now, being able to strip that buff off and just essentially remove Skullcrown's ability to place unkillable on herself. That's where the rework has shone for Cruetraxa. She does good damage, she can nuke, she can hit hard, but for now she's in my clan boss team, and that's, it's not ideal. I would definitely pull a Draco. I'd love a Draco, I think we all would, but she does do quite a bit of damage, and to be honest, I've given up on my clan boss. I've got enough time. I hit 4 keys all the time, so a 3 key on Ultra Nightmare is fine for me. I can 2 key Ultra Nightmare with Cruetraxa as the lead, and I'll demonstrate one of those times in a second. I've worked a 4 clan boss, and I think at the moment I want to keep her that way, generally because she's very consistent. Avoid champ, which means she's strong against all the affinities in the clan boss. So just to demonstrate Cruetraxa then in Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So obviously we've got the Batman Eater, as it's been called, the unkillable team. Haven't got my Draco, so as soon as I get him, he will take Cruetraxa's place. But as you can see, we've got quite good damage output. This will be a 2-key run. Generally, because of the accuracy and the amount of turns that she's getting, we've got Weaken Up all the time, boosting everybody else's damage. But as you can see, I'm not getting crits on many people. I haven't exactly got the best unkillable team out there. The damage I could get out of all my other players, all my other champs, could be much better. But Cruetraxa on her own essentially is what's dragging this up to the 2-key. So if you do have her, she is handy in a lot of areas of the game. And like I say, not many people show her in Clan Boss. I wouldn't use her without an unkillable team. I don't think she's that strong. But as you can see here, 17 million damage just from Cruetraxa there. Without poisons, just straight up damage. And then she's applying the weaken just to drag everybody else up. But like I say, it's not the strongest team. I haven't exactly put enough gear into these guys to boost that easily to a 2-key. But it is possible with a champ that isn't usually listed, such as Cruetraxa. That's it from me, guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitch, and catch us again for another video on Raid Shadow Legends.